dominated the world have used money to rule it and have ruled it in their own interest. It looks at a world economic system that has no regard for the poor, that has no regard for the small nations, that has no regard for the poor of the small nations. And the policy is a dignified policy, it's not a violent policy, it's not a policy of guns. It's a very honorable policy, but it is a very clear policy. It is a policy that calls the poor of the world to stand together, to stand firm together, to struggle together, to struggle for change, to struggle for justice, to struggle through organization, to struggle through will, to struggle through determination, to struggle to build a new kind of world in which your children and mine will walk with more dignity, with better housing, with better opportunity, with better prices, with better response from the World Monetary System. That is the world to which I call you. That is the world for which I struggle, and no power will turn me back from that world. And comrades, if you go and walk with me, if you go and step with me, if you go and move with me, we're moving as warriors. We're moving in determination. We're moving to struggle. We're moving to change that world. No power will turn us back.
Me ever fresh, me no green.
Me coulda never green, dog. Me no chow chow. No. Ha 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 ho ho. Who you know?
But if change is what we really want to see, ladies and gentlemen, then we must rise up. We must unite. We must advocate. We cannot remain silent. Where are the young men, the young women, the men, the women, the boys, the girls who will put aside political divide and do what is best for Jamaica? Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. Even our pledge, our national pledge, says before God and all mankind, we cannot see a better Jamaica unless we return to the foot of the cross. Jamaica under God must increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity, and play our part.
If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
I said I'm happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his hand. Yes, mommy, I see you. Yes, the journey is almost over. Shut up. And the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling. I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Slide up it. Over there, sir. Una ready to get up, no man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go. I am happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his. Over there, sir. I said the journey's almost over. I know the battle is nearly won, and I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet. Come on, sir. I said the best is yet to come. When I walk through heaven's gates, yeah, I said the first time I'll see Jesus, I can hardly wait. And he showed me to a man, son, and said, child, this is your home. And I have a feeling in my heart. You know this one? Listen, shut. Tell me who made the angels sing, and tell me who made the joy bells, and tell me who is the King of Kings. Nobody but mine. Come on, try go me. Well, yes, he made the world, he made the sea. Oh, fasten them together with his shaman. Under his control and under his command. Nobody but. Tell me who made the angels sing, or tell me who made the joy bells. Slide up in, emancipate. Said I've got somebody with me to share my heavy load. I said I feel his presence near me every day. All and no trouble overtake me. Oh, one love. Somebody lift up your hand. One and one hand. Slide up in. Wave. I said I know he's able. He's able. I know my God is able to carry me through. I know he's able, no. He's able. Oh, you know.
I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. We have you now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. What I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear. Everybody know I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Watch out now. I want to see the angel marching. I want to be in that number. I want to hear. I want to hear that trumpet song. want to hear. Archangel voice, I want to hear. God bless her now. I want to hear. When the name is called, I want to hear. Everybody do so, everybody do so. If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be here. Get something and wave it. Get some
blood and fire, comrades who are in jungle tonight. On a know that the word is love. Comrades, I come with a speech, but it's a different speech may I forgive tonight. But before I go into that, we have been saying all night that young people know say time come. And I want to bring up a young man who has looked for himself, him read for himself, him search for himself, and when him done, him realize that the only choice he could choose is the People's National Party. And I want to welcome Comrade Perry.
Hold on. We don't have much time. When I say time, you say come. Time. Senator Murray, somebody asked me, Perry, why aren't you a Labourite? Me ever fresh, me not green.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow. No. Ha, ho. Who you know? Underpants, Paolo. We don't get in
hold on, cut in, man, hold on.
Me coulda never green.
Hold on, no DJ, man, hold on. I don't have much time. The next Prime Minister, let me shake your hands, so big up yourself, Mark Golding, Jensek, and brother, Dayton Campbell, doctor. Listen, in 1938, the People's National Party was formed out of the vision to help the poor people. It was born out of restlessness of the people seeking for better. And I believe that the People's National Party continues to be the answer for the people. Can I hear an amen? Hold on. In 1995, under the auspices of PJ Patterson, the most honorable, there was a revitalization and an extension of the new National Youth Service Program, which gave young people the opportunity to earn commandment church. It gave people the opportunity to better themselves. I don't have much time, but hear what? I hear the other people them say, you must choose Jamaica, but you can't choose Jamaica without choosing the people. God bless you.
Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow. No. Ha, ho. Me coulda never green dog, me no chow-chow.
Move your flag, comrades.
Comrades, I want to let you know that young man is the former guild president at the University of the West Indies. That is the kind of young people that we attract in the People's National Party.
Ladies and gentlemen, blessings, 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 blessings. Well, I'm feeling very happy, talking about the good old day. Well, I'm feeling very happy, talking about the Lord. Oh, let's go on and on, talking about the good. I could never be a Labourite because we're ever fresh. Somebody just type ever fresh, ever fresh, ever fresh. You have to type ever fresh in the chat. We ever fresh, never green. Listen, I'm excited. I'm excited about your future. I'm excited about what God is doing in 2026. You understand what I'm saying? I'm happy about what the Lord is doing in this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, me feel nice. No man, me can't just I want to get into the show, but I feel nice. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanna hear.
How you do? I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. We have gone now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. Oh, I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear. Everybody know I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Watch out now. I want to see the angel marching. I want to be in that number. I want to hear. I want to hear.
Listen to me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you are purpose driven and you are willing to push beyond the odds. Yes, I see pop. Yes, thank you. Somebody said the backdrop looks good. You know why? Because you all have been supporting. Thank you to all the donors who believes in this movement. And listen, let me tell you something. Anytime there's something great happening, the devil will always try and intervene and try to, disrupt the progress. But you remember the story of Sanballat and Tobiah? Remember when they were building? You remember when Nehemiah was rebuilding the walls? You had persons who tried to come and disrupt and distract the man of God. But let me tell you something. We are not going to get caught up in the distractions. Remain focused. Focus on the mission. Love people. Pray for people. And I want to thank all the donors who have been sowing into this ministry. See the backdrop look better here. See the backdrop look better here. And there are many more things to come. You understand what I'm saying? This is what the Sanballat and the Tobiases will talk. The distractions will be there. There will be people on the outskirts who will say things, but we don't feed into that. Stay focused, no man. Hey, woman of fire said, welcome to the school of the Perspective University. By the Perspective Unit. Well, listen, speaking about university, I had a short conversation with my dad yesterday, and he said, listen, you're going straight into your master's, because I was saying, let me wait until September. But let's see. Listen, me ever fresh. We ever fresh. Lord God, I feel excited.
Me ever fresh. Me no green.
Me coulda never green, dog. Me no chow. No. Ha, ho. Who ya know?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the support. I had something that I really wanted to make mention of, but we'll touch on it later. You understand? Angel, what you say? I mustn't wait. Guys, I think I must just go straight into the masters or give myself a little break. Yeah? Should I go straight? Graduation is on the 18th of, is it the 18th of January? I believe it is so. I don't ever walk across the stage as yet. Why a person is talking to me about the masters? My God. Master, the tempest is raging. I won't sing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited about tonight's show. We have a few things to talk about. We have a few perspectives to share. And we're going to have to put things in context. But before I start, I really want to motivate somebody today. Listen up, listen up, listen up, listen up.
If you die today, their life is going to go on with you or without you. Stop caring about people's opinion. People's opinions are not going to achieve your goals for you. People's opinions are not going to achieve your dreams for you. People's opinions are not going to build the life that you desire for you. So why do you prioritize what they're going to say? And here you are, you live in a box, because you're scared. What if they call me crazy? What if they call me cringe? What if they make fun of me? I don't know what they're gonna say. Nobody cares. Only you do. One thing for sure, no matter what you do or don't do, people are going to talk. No matter who you become or don't become, people are going to talk. So let them talk, but you keep winning. Let them talk, but you keep succeeding. Let them talk, but you keep going for all the things that you want. Let them talk, but you keep loving yourself. Let them talk, but you keep believing in yourself. Let them talk, but you keep reminding yourself that yes, I can win, I can be happy, I can be successful, I can be rich. Let them talk, but you keep doing you. Stop letting people's opinions be the reason you are not happy. Be the reason you are not free. Be the reason you are not confident. Stop letting people's opinion control your happiness, control your success, control your mood. For what? They are not you. And they are not going to go to the graveyard with you. Prioritize how you see yourself. Prioritize what you think about yourself instead of what they're going to say. No matter what they say, mind your business. And people's opinions are none of your business. Follow for more.
A big shout out to that content creator. Powerful words. And I was blessed by it. As a matter of fact, I didn't go anywhere and search for it. Somebody sent me that video. And I was encouraged. And I want to share the same sentiment with you for 2026. Stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. Stay focused. Lock in on the mission. Lock in on your purpose. Lock in on what the Lord has called you to do. You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Lock in, lock in. Focus on the call. Focus on the call. Because people will talk. And that's all I want to say. People will talk. Stay focused. Stay positive. You understand? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lovely show. A very unfortunate thing happened, but we're going to talk about it and we're going to ask people to really pray for this country. Midnight cry is coming. At the midnight cry, we'll be going home when Jesus stepped out. Lord, I don't want. Church was yesterday, but we can't keep church any day of the week, you know. You understand? Midnight cry is coming. You understand what I'm saying? I want persons to look forward for midnight cry. Midnight cry is this Friday. We're kicking it off. We're starting things out this Friday at 12 a.m. Well, yes. Saturday morning at 12 a.m. But we're preparing from Friday night for midnight cry. But listen, midnight cry isn't for everybody, you know. You understand? Midnight cry is for the people who are willing to pray, who are willing to go down in intercession. So I'll be having intercessors coming on every week. I'll be calling upon my church community, my church support. Many of you know that even before my political career as a young budding politician, I started out. I'm widely known for my public faith in God. And I'm going to be calling upon the church community, the intercessors, the pastors. We saw Minister Annie Fraser coming on board. Look forward to his little nugget in the morning at 7:15 a.m. That video starts to premiere. I've been blessed so far by Minister Annie Fraser. You know, just simple words, Bible becoming reality. He in the simplicity of the word, breaks it down so that persons can understand. Friday, 12 midnight, midnight cry. If my people who are called by my name will humble yourself, pray, seek your face, turn from their wicked ways, Then will God hear from heaven and heal the land. But the people have to first humble themselves. The people have to first humble themselves. And that is what we're going to be doing starting 12 a.m. Friday. Early Saturday, late Friday. We'll be kicking off 2026 on a series called The Midnight Cry. When the people of the living God will gather in the dead of the night and we'll be praying for our country. We'll be praying for the people of Jamaica. We'll be praying for our churches. We'll be praying for the government. We'll be praying for the opposition. We'll be praying for our motorists. We'll be praying for the children. We'll be praying, because if we don't pray, the Bible says pray without ceasing. But it's not for everybody. It's for those who are willing to put some time aside and seek the face of the Lord. Not many people like prayer, you know. So don't expect the numbers to be a lot. Who knows? Maybe I'm just assuming maybe thousands of people will be joining on Midnight Cry, because a lot of persons have accepted the reality that we have to pray. And we're going to be getting into that, ladies and gentlemen. But tonight, I want to kick things off with a reminder that there is a plague that has taken over this country. But look at what is happening. Rats on the rise as trash goes uncollected in Trelawney. I thought that we've woken up and smelled the coffee. We don't recognize that when garbage continues to go uncollected, we put ourselves at risk for rats to take us out of our houses and out of our beds. And if we're not careful, rats will become second citizens in this country. You know why? Because we have an uncaring government. If our government truly cared, ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't just be half-hearted efforts in ensuring that our environs are clean. There would be a more intentional thrust forward to ensure that the place is clean. But it is a nasty type of lifestyle that we're living in this country. Nasty leadership, nasty words. We heard from Minister Vaz. He speaks so, if you've been watching Parliament for some time, ladies and gentlemen, the arrogance, it's just plain nasty. The arrogance from some of these leaders, it's nasty. So I'm not surprised, ladies and gentlemen, that trash, garbage, dung, filth will go uncollected, even in Trelawney. So on top of Trelawney trying to recuperate, to recalibrate, to try and get back on their feet, coupled with that, on top of that, the harsh realities that the people in Trelawney will have to face, they have to also face uncollected garbage. I want to point out the key word there, uncollected, which means that it's not garbage that people are throwing all over the place. I'm going to beat people who are nasty as well. People who continues to dispose of garbage incorrectly, filling up the drains, clogging up the gullies and all of that, you must be held accountable. But here, it is uncollected garbage that is the issue. Montego Bay is the same, Denise. Montego Bay is the same thing, but it is spreading. Remember that the conversations were just about Montego Bay recently? But it is spreading, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, it was just recently that they felt sorry for Spanish Town. You remember how the heart of Spanish Town looked? Some time ago, we spoke about Portmore and how the sewage water, it is just a nasty country. It's just nastiness wherever we go. How can we truly experience development, prosperity, a better country if the bare minimum is not being met?
What are the bare minimums, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to a good standard of living? Just look around you. The bare minimum for me is ensuring that the people have good roads. Let us just stick a pin and reason. What are the bare minimums to have at your disposal as a Jamaican citizen, as a citizen of any state? Is to have good roads, to have access to clean water, to have access to shelter, housing. You understand what I'm saying? Those things are fundamentals. Those things forms the bedrock of what it means to be a thriving country, a forward-thinking society, a country or a state, or a society that is on the rise to reaching a certain level of satisfaction where the people right across the length and breadth of the country can say, yes, I am in a state that is thinking about the better living of the people. But when you look around you, ladies and gentlemen, under this administration, the bare minimums are being tossed aside. Proper health care, thank you, imagine and believe. Huh? We don't even want to talk about health care. And speaking about health care, Minister Christopher Tufton, your constituency is still not pleased with you. After the many weeks, the many months of crying about that bad road from right along from Green Acres right there, going up to Kingston Town, after you guys felt sorry for the people and fixed it, and I'm putting that in quotation marks because you see this government, some of these MPs are so incompetent. They wait until people have to cry out and aggravate themselves and hackle up themselves before they move. It's a shame and a disgrace. No proactive leadership, no nothing. But it is after the people had to cry out, you guys felt sorry for them and do a little thing. But you see, with the rains that are happening now, Minister Tufton, I can bet you the last penny in my back pocket. But not many days hence, that stretch that has caused buildup of traffic in the past, it will go right back to square one and even worse. But I'm not surprised. If you're unable to even meet the necessities of your own constituency in any meaningful way, why should I have confidence in you to run the health ministry? It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. So the rats are taking over. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. You know what else is a tragedy? And tears almost came to my eye. I'm not really the most emotional person. I'm going to be very frank with you. But tears almost came to my eyes because when I saw what is happening and how the year has started, how 2026 has started, ladies and gentlemen, it is a call for concern. Jackie Linton is saying, Hyde Clarkstown don't have water since Melissa. It's sad. A lot of people don't have water. I wonder how these people are living when they say water is life. Of course, thank you, Glitzy G's. Please like the live, ladies and gentlemen. But look at this. My God. The people are burnt. The people are burnt beyond recognition. I wonder what really happened here. What really happened here, ladies and gentlemen? What really happened? The people are burnt beyond recognition. It's sad. The year has started off on a terrible note. People are dropping like flies, left, right, and center. People are dying, and we're gonna touch on this whole thing about reduction in murder again. But look at how people are perishing. I said it before. Call me superstitious. Say me too spiritual. Ladies and gentlemen, since the election, tragedy, destruction, and crosses at stake in this country. People burnt beyond recognition after car crash in Trelawney. It's Trelawney again. So Trelawney. Guys, please take good care when you're on the roads, please. I think it's also my duty to caution you when you're traveling on these roads. Cut your speed. Don't drive carelessly. Jamaica has a culture of driving carelessly on the roads. And some of us will look and say, him can drive him. Him can drive him bad. And we glorify stupidity and nonsensical behavior. So Trelawney is under rat siege. But people are perishing before our very eyes. I'm going to say it again. Ever since the general election on September 3, destruction has taken this country. And if you're not spiritual, you will disagree with me. But if anybody knows God, if anybody understands that this thing is more spiritual than it is physical, you'll understand what I'm saying. Ever since September 3rd, I know that the entire 2025 was a call for concern. Any day under the Andrew Holness-led administration is a day of concern. But specifically, since the general election, there was a heaviness over the land. The suicide rate went up. Children went missing back to back. We saw even more police killings. There was a spike in crime and violence. You can go and research the statistics. It's there. We saw many instances where spiritually it indicated to Jamaica falling from grace. A lot of persons don't believe that even when our representative in the pageantry, when she fell from the stage, ladies and gentlemen, that was also spiritual. You understand what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? It is simply because we have people who are corrupt to the core leading this country. It is because we've allowed, ladies and gentlemen, blatant corruption to be the order of the day. Because people at the helm of our leadership, ladies and gentlemen, they no longer fear God. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about on the perspective tonight. Ask yourself the question, does this government fear God? Is there any true reverence for the things of God? That is a concern that we must raise. And I'm asking tonight for you to ask yourself the question, am I living under an administration? Am I living under government? Am I living in a country now that I can say as a Christian, as a child of God, as somebody that fears God? Remember we said Jamaica is a God-fearing country, you know. Remember we said that Jamaica is a Christian country, you know. It's we have a prayer to God Almighty. It is we that have a national pledge that says, I be before God and all mankind. So let's not turn back now. Let's not try to deflect now. I've seen this administration and many others say that Jamaica is God-fearing. Are we currently under an administration that I can honestly say is God-fearing and has the best interest for the people at heart? Sometimes I wonder. Ladies and gentlemen, there's still a lot happening on the international scene. And I want to just touch on it a little bit more because a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. Listen to what Mr. Maduro is saying. He says that he's innocent, ladies and gentlemen. But a whole lot of things are happening in Venezuela right now. New leadership. We're going to talk about it.
The initial court appearance has wrapped after only 30 minutes for the ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. They identified themselves to the court as the president and first lady of Venezuela, not only entering a plea of not guilty, but saying they are completely innocent of the charges that they're facing. Ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, flanked by Drug Enforcement Administration agents, makes his way to a New York courthouse. He and his wife, Celia Flores, have pleaded not guilty to felony drug and weapons charges following a deadly U.S. military raid.
I promise you that Maduro's defense lawyers will argue that this arrest violated international law, therefore should be void. I think it's fairly unlikely that a U.S. federal district court judge is going to say, I take issue with the way this arrest happened, and therefore I dismiss the charges.
Outside the courthouse, clashing protests as some celebrate what they see as the end of the Maduro regime, while others condemn the U.S. military action that led to his arrest. A debate echoed in the halls of Congress.
There's been no consultation with the Congress. There's been no authorization of the appropriations funding.
And at a meeting of the United Nations Security Council.
There is no war against Venezuela or its people. We are not occupying a country. This was a law enforcement operation.
Meanwhile, in Venezuela, people face an uncertain future.
We have no idea what our fate will be now with this new situation.
Venezuela's new leader, Delcy Rodriguez, extending an invitation to the U.S. on an agenda of cooperation. U.S. officials say they are working to establish a compliant interim government, prioritizing administrative stability and repairing oil infrastructure.
We want Venezuela to move in a certain direction because not only do we think it's good for the people of Venezuela, it's in our national interest.
Attorneys for the couple are not asking for bail at this point. They said that will come later. Instead, they're asking for medical attention for the injuries they say that their clients sustained when they were, quote, captured from their home this weekend. We'll see that couple back in this courtroom on March 17th. In Lower Manhattan, I'm Lee Waldman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we touched on it in depth. I believe we did a good job in breaking down the international understanding of how wrong the United States was in how they went into Venezuela, captured the leader and his wife, flew them to New York. You understand? All of that is very serious, ladies and gentlemen. But look at what has happened since the, and remember, it was just yesterday, we asked the question, what will happen next? Ladies and gentlemen, there is a new leader in Venezuela.
Recordando además que este acto se da estrictamente apegado a las leyes de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela, luego de que el Tribunal Supremo de Justicia emitiera desde la Sala Constitucional del Tribunal Supremo de Justicia la decisión para este acto de juramentación que se desarrolla.
Ciudadana Delcy Eloína Rodríguez Gómez, jura usted en el nombre de Dios Todopoderoso, jura por su honor, jura por el pueblo de Venezuela que espera ser conducido a un camino de prosperidad y grandeza, jura por el ejemplo de los libertadores de América, cumplir y hacer cumplir la Constitución de la República Bolivariana de Venezuela.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask a question. Was this a plan? Because I'm asking, does Mr. Trump approve of this installation? Is this Delcy Rodriguez a puppet of the United States of America? Will she now carry out the interests of the United States in Venezuela? Am I to believe, ladies and gentlemen, that Mr. Trump took out Mr. Maduro to have a puppet operating in Venezuela? I'm asking if that's the case because remember now, ladies and gentlemen, the United States of America said that, hey, we will be the ones in charge So even if she's the vice president, the fact that she has been sworn in, don't you think that the United States of America would have to give their stamp of approval? Can we expect the United States of America to instruct this new leader to carry out their bidding? It is very likely, Angel Girl TV, it's very likely that in this time that the United States may have orchestrated a plan to ensure that any leader that will rise to power in Venezuela will carry out their interests and their interests only. I am encouraging you, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year, Mavis Gooden. I'm encouraging you, ladies and gentlemen, to observe. Be very observant. Be very observant as to how this Delcy Rodriguez will operate. Time will tell, but we have to sit back. We have to analyze and watch her every move. We want to know if she was sworn in because she was approved first by Donald Trump. Remember, Donald Trump went in and captured the man and his wife, you know. So I don't believe any leader that would have been sworn in Venezuela could happen without. But Judith, anybody can say that. Come on, guys, we're gonna learn politics over here. Not because somebody is saying release Maduro, Donald Trump means that she's against Donald Trump. She has to come out and say that. No, I'm just asking the question. Could it be that she's just putting on a facade, ladies and gentlemen? You have to understand how politics work. People can say anything. Just as though the Prime Minister of Trinidad, the Prime Minister of Trinidad, ladies and gentlemen, reaffirms support for U.S. mission to dismantle. Remember, people can say anything, ladies and gentlemen, just like how the Prime Minister can say anything. Remember, the Prime Minister can say anything and many Jamaicans believe it. Remember, the Prime Minister said he's going to increase minimum wage, you know. But it's the same Prime Minister who came and said because of Melissa, many of the promises that were promised throughout the election may not happen. Remember, it is the same. People talk. People can say anything. So not because Delcy Rodriguez said that Trump must release Maduro. That's probably the script. That's probably the script. Just as how we saw the Minister of Finance last year trying to follow a script and couldn't follow it. She couldn't follow the script, ladies and gentlemen. There is a script that many people must follow when you're under an order. There's a script that many of these prime ministers and international leaders, they must adhere to the script, ladies and gentlemen. If they don't adhere to the script, they will be cut down. Remember, we spoke about the powers that be, the unseen hand, the few families that run the world, how the money system was created to control and keep people who are poor, poor, and keep the rich, rich. Another day we'll have to talk about that. There's so much to really unpack. How many of you know about the few families that run the world? How many know about the New World Order that is currently in effect? And the leaders that will be risen up and those that will be taken off the international scene because they are failing to align themselves with the new order. Another day we talk about that. But when you see the interaction between states, you must understand, ladies and gentlemen, that this is not coincidence. The Rockefellers, Commander Janelle Scott, yes, man, the University of the Perspective is booming. Yes, man, it's not just Rockefeller alone. Who can give me one more family that runs the world? Come on, man. We're going to do what? We're going to talk about it some other time. But it's not just the Rockefellers alone. They're probably one of the most popular ones. But you call the Bilderbergs. Come on, not Janelle. Hey, Janelle, you come like, yes, Janelle. I love how, no, man. Janelle, you know, the Rothschilds, so the Rockefellers, the Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds. Yes, we can talk about this Black Rock. Come on. the university of the perspective. When you do this type of study and in-depth analysis, you recognize, ladies and gentlemen, that there is an order that has been issued right across the world. And people must adhere to the order. And if you're unwilling to subscribe to that order, you will be cut down. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen. And I heard somebody said it last year, you know. Somebody asked me the question, Perry, you really think that Jamaica had a choice between Mark Golding and Mr. Holness? And I said, my God, why you ask me that? Why you ask me that? And they said, Perry, remember that Mark Golding is a man of integrity. He will not compromise. And I said, what are you getting at? And the person caused me to think, and I'm saying, wow, are you telling me that it could be very well possible that the elites of the world had an influence on the electorate last year? Could it be, ladies and gentlemen? But I wouldn't mind, oh Lord, send a mighty wind of integrity, a mighty wind of honesty, and just usher out this administration. Because in the latter part of this show, we're going to have to talk about the cold-hearted administration that many people have been forced to accept and call the best thing since sliced bread. Usher them out, ladies and gentlemen, just like how they did Las Vegas.
And usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Take his microphone and usher him out. Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out.
Mr. Las Vegas. You see, every time they play the video, you know, I am going to have to... Mr. Las Vegas, why did you go into the people's church and embarrass yourself like that? They didn't usher you out, you know, they threw you out. Mr. Las Vegas, you are an embarrassment to the political party that you support. And I believe that is a prophetic act as to how God will have to usher out this administration. Look at how they did Las Vegas, man. Gina Jennings said, usher him out. Take him out. I wonder if God, you can take out some of the people out of this. You can take out some of the people out of this administration. Take them out of that.
I feel the Holy Ghost in here. I feel the Holy Ghost. Tell your neighbor.
I want God. I just want God to just usher them out, take them out. I'm tired. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a few more things to discuss. We're going to probably spend just a little time on it. But for the bulk of tonight, I want to hear what you have to say. We're going to take some calls. Please like the live. I'm giving the guys 30 seconds to like up the live. Hold on, man. 30 seconds to like up the live, ladies and gentlemen. Ready now, man? Let's go.
I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. Wave your now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. Oh, I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear.
Listen, I want to hear. You know, I believe that 2026 we will see a blessing for Jamaica. It's not because of the government where I will see it. But I believe people are praying, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to take me very seriously. There's a lot of people who are praying and they're saying, God, please do this for the innocent lives who are affected by the uncaring government that many of us have faltered to accept. Many of us, we have to now sit through this administration that is so uncaring, and I'm going to tell you why my opinion is saying that this government is uncaring. We're going to talk about it because we must get the perspective. We must understand the perspective and put context to what we're saying. When we come back, we're going to touch on it just for a little bit. And then I really want to hear from you guys. I really want to hear from you. So we're going to take some calls, as much calls as possible. And we're going to take it on from there. Soon come.
And Pro Therapy, we are here to help you to bring ultimate relaxation to your feet. Our hot stone, Swedish, and deep tissue massage services are here to help you to get rid of tensions, minor swellings, and aches and pain, increase flexibility and circulation. If you are having any heart or circulatory diseases, then this might not be for you. Reach out to us and let's see if you can secure yourself with a foot massage for as low as $4,500. Thank you for choosing Pearl Therapy, the healing hub.
Flavor that speaks louder than words. Stop stressing over the stove and start enjoying your event. Whether it's an intimate gathering or a grand celebration, Janet's Catering Services brings the taste, the style, and the service. Call WhatsApp US at 876341.
Serene Repass Center, just 10 minutes away from two major cemeteries. We are located at 38 Joe Blaine Spanish Town Road. Reach out to us, 876-573-9124. Cummings Exquisite Caterers, where desire meets dining.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Perspective, and I'm your host, Perry Cummings Jr. Efforts being made to fast track reopening of Western schools, says Education Minister. Give me a little time, ladies and gentlemen, to deal with what I'm seeing here. Now, first of all, don't get me wrong. I am for the fast tracking of the reopening of Western schools. I would love for all the schools who were affected to be reopened as soon as possible, because we understand the importance of education. Well, not necessarily the Andrew Holness-led administration. Not even one school has been built under the Andrew Holness-led administration. They can't come and tell me that they are for education for the children. But I digress. We understand the importance of reopening schools and ensuring that our children are in a space and in a place where they can learn. But ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm not being unreasonable when I say this. Fast-tracking the reopening of Western schools is one thing. Giving them the resources, the proper resources, not just resources that you guys feel is enough. Fast-tracking the reopening of Western schools is just the tip of the iceberg. Are we providing the schools with enough resources to ensure that they can be resilient to host and to facilitate the teaching and learning exercise? Are we providing the schools with the necessities needed to ensure that they can be fast-tracked on the path of reopening? It is one thing to have wishful thinking. Wishful thinking, Minister of Education. Wishful. Quite idealistic. What efforts are being made? We want greater transparency on the efforts because based on what we are hearing, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of the schools are still not fit to be reopened. So what efforts are being made? What are the plans? What are the plans? And it's an issue that I have with this administration. One of the biggest issues that I have with the Andrew Holness-led administration is the lack of transparency. It's the lack of transparency. All talk, General Scott. All talk. It's wishful thinking to have all the schools to open up so that the students can go to school and all of that. That's what we would want. Yes. Blessings, Winifred Sanders. That's what we would want too. But the realities are staring us in the face. Melissa come and gone, and we're still chasing down this illusion. Nothing concrete, no clear plan, no clear way forward in my book. So I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we need to ask ourselves the question: is this government truly caring? Remember that it was just recently Mr. Damon Crawford said he's willing to bring the government to court based on how they've treated the early childhood sector. Another day we'll have to visit that and really go in depth because this administration has robbed the early childhood. Robbed the early childhood of many opportunities of them progressing and being a better sector. So when they say that they're caring, it's just rhetorics. And it's one thing with labor rights. They will tell you that they're the best thing since sliced bread. They know how to market you and they know how to market me. They know how to market all of us. Well, they've spent a lot of money to ensure that they know how to market you and they know how to market me. So they will make all of these fancy speeches. Don't you recognize the playbook, ladies and gentlemen? They say that they have it under control. They tell us that efforts are what efforts? Where are the press? Where are the press briefings? Probably I'm too miserable. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, when last have you seen a press briefing? Remember how many press briefings were happening last year? I tell you now, you see over here, we're going to roll back the curtains of memories now and again. When last have you seen a press briefing from the government? Throughout the post-Melissa efforts, almost every other day, we saw a press briefing. But they waited until the dust is settled, and I tell you, Jamaica has an issue. We have this 9-day syndrome. We only talk about the things that the main media houses are talking about. That was the playbook. They kept the press briefings to try and convince us that they cared and that they're proactive and that they're on the ball and that they're doing the job. It's a new year. Where is the press briefing from the Ministry of Education to tell us clearly what plans are being implemented to ensure that they are fast-tracking the reopening of these schools? Where is it? Or because it's a new year now, we can forget about the people in the West? Or because it's a new year now, we can just forget about the people who are suffering? The rains are coming. The rains have come. Many people still not recuperated from Melissa. So all of that PR stunt, what did it amount to, ladies and gentlemen? AJ say you feel hopeless. Don't feel hopeless. Hold on a little longer, man. Change is coming. But a lot of people are tired, ladies and gentlemen, of this nonsense. We saw press briefing after press briefing that in and of itself costed a decent sum. Now we're seeing a new year. People are asking the questions, what has happened with this effort post-Hurricane Melissa? What has happened, ladies and gentlemen, to all the talks about impacting the lives of the people in the West in a positive way? There is a shush, there's a lull. I hear conversations about everything else but the people in the West. Some of our leaders will come and try to convince us that the reduction in murders are justification to murder innocent people. But nobody's talking about the many people in the western part of the island who are sleeping in rain. Many of them probably still marooned. Don't know what will happen for tomorrow. And I'm saying this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we have to ask ourselves the question, when are we going to stop falling for the tricks, the gimmicks, the grandstanding? It's not even just the beautiful city that they talk about. But when you think about even the beautiful city that they speak of, who will be the investors? Who will really benefit from these initiatives to come? Who will benefit from the bulk of investments that will be made? Surely it's not the little man. Most of the opportunities, I can only presume and expect that many of the persons who will benefit from this thing, ladies and gentlemen, that is to come, will not be an ambitious youth who wants to make better for himself and his family. It's persons who are in the clique. It's persons who can afford the millions and millions to even invest. So what is the prosperity that this government speaks of? I challenge any labor right to come and tell me what prosperity have we seen. And don't use that reduction in murder card, you know. We're going to break it down and we're going to talk about it and we're going to put some perspective to the situation. But don't tell me that the reduction in murder is something for us to forget everything else and pat you guys on the back and give you a round of applause. Listen, I welcome every reduction in murder. This is something that Jamaica has always, brought to the fore, and we've always advocated for that. But ladies and gentlemen, I've said it many, many times. The ends do not justify the means. The means to the end is what a lot of persons have a problem with. This Machiavellian modus operandi, this condescending rhetoric and this callousness that I observe with this administration, I dare somebody to tell me right now, what prosperity have we seen? What prosperity have you felt under this administration? I challenge anybody in the comments. Tell me, what prosperity? And you can be a laborite. Tell me in the comment, what prosperity have you felt? Prosperity for who? For me? For you? Or for the friends? And for those who blindly follow this administration? But it's not even those. The very same people who say 1 p.m. who are willing to defend this administration as if he's some type of God. They themselves are suffering, but they are too ashamed to admit it. It's a shame and a disgrace. So who is feeling the prosperity? Who is feeling the prosperity? Who is feeling the change? If you really sit and ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, what has this administration accomplished that is all so brilliant? It's all so great. It's something to write home about. That can cause us to really say, no man, say Andrew Holness are go on with himself. What has this administration accomplished? That is all so astounding for me to say on the perspective tonight that Andrew Holness has done a good job. I want somebody to tell me in the comment section. Call the phone. I challenge a labor. I soon take some call. Tell me what is it that we've accomplished under this administration. The one time that the government got an opportunity to prove to us that they knew what they were doing, the Prime Minister came in Parliament and said that there was a scramble in addressing this Melissa issue. That's what the Prime Minister said. They can't sue me on that. The Prime Minister said that there was a scramble. They didn't know what they were doing. So tell me, ladies and gentlemen, what is it that we have seen that can cause us tonight to be objective and say, you know, Mr. Holness, he did a good job, you know. I'm not going to tell you a lie. The Prime Minister go on. I cannot see one thing that can convince me, ladies and gentlemen, that this administration is the best thing since sliced bread. I have not seen one thing, ladies and gentlemen, because even the Naira, again, a conversation that we have to bring back, bringing back the conversations, because even the same Naira, ladies and gentlemen, that national thrust forward to properly handle the efforts since Hurricane Melissa. To this date, I have not seen where the PNP is a part of that. So not even to include the PNP in the efforts. What is it that people are raving, jumping up and talking about? I want to see it. I'm not going to spend too long. I want to give you all the opportunity to call in and tell me what you think about the reduction in murder, the ends justifying the means. Are we living in a Machiavellian society, ladies and gentlemen? Has Jamaica descended to a place where the ends justify the means and they are willing to accomplish something, but the opportunity cost, people will call it, is glaring us in the face, and it is something that is definitely worth raising the alarm? So the momentum must become maturity. Blake tells police following major drop in murders. What does that mean? Momentum must become maturity. I don't want to be disingenuous, but ladies and gentlemen, did the Commissioner of Police cautioned his colleagues as to how they go about on their operations? Listen, I want to be objective. I want to be fair. Did the Commissioner of Police at any point in time come out and even addressed the murder of the 4-year-old? If he did, I want to know and I want to acknowledge it. If he did not, then it proves my point that we're living under an administration, ladies and gentlemen, that they don't care. They don't care. So what does momentum must become maturity mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean, ladies and gentlemen, that we can expect an increase in police killings for 2026? What will 2026 look like? We saw a baby, basically a baby on the breast, murdered. Grandmother grazed. People are dying at the hand of the police. What does momentum must become maturity means? Is that another way of just saying that the ends justify the means? Is that a subtle way of encouraging more deaths in the name of reduction in crime? I am asking these questions because I want persons to think. I want persons to think. So G2K welcomes 2025 murder reduction. G2K, Generation 2000. Can I have a word with you? You know what? Let me take, ladies and gentlemen, before I go and address you, let me take one more break. I don't want to, I soon address G2K. Let me
And Pearl Therapy, we are here to help you to bring ultimate relaxation to your feet. Our hot stone Swedish and deep tissue massage services are here to help you to get rid of tensions, minor swellings and aches and pain, increase flexibility and circulation. If you are having any heart or circulatory diseases, then this might not be for you. Reach out to us and let's see if you can secure yourself with a foot massage for as low as $4,500. Thank you for choosing Pearl Therapy, the healing hub. Food is designed to be felt, not just tasted. Soft warmth, gentle richness, a harmony that melts effortlessly on the tongue. At Cummings Exquisite Caterers, every dish is an invitation, guided by passion, finished with elegance. We cater for life's most meaningful moments, elegant weddings, private celebrations, and much more. With a serene repast center just 10 minutes away from two major cemeteries. We are located at 38 Joe Blaine Spanish Town Road. Reach out to us, 876-573-9124. Cummings Exquisite Caterers, where desire meets dining.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask G2K something, and I promise you after this, we're going to take some calls. I want to ask G2K something, ladies and gentlemen. Now, G2K welcomes 2025 murder reduction. I think we all can say that we appreciate, you understand, the whole efforts that may have been carried out by good police officers. I'm not going to make it seem as if, ladies and gentlemen, that I am discrediting the good police officers that really and truly serve and protect. I believe that there are good police officers, there are good soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, when you see G2K saying this, it seems like a reasonable applause. But the problem that I have with G2K, ladies and gentlemen, is that they have been very silent on many things. And they oftentimes will say to you that G2K is just merely an affiliate of the JLP, but it's really for young professionals. Therefore, we should expect some amount of objectivity. I'm pretty sure if you should ask G2K if they are objective, they will tell you yes. Before I started my political journey, I was even invited by G2K to go to one of their meetings that they claimed was non-political. They will tell you that they're objective. Then if you are objective, G2K, if you are objective, G2K, why didn't you come out and caution the Prime Minister against his tone and his divisive language when he came out swinging at the people of Jamaica, talking about he's willing to go toe-to-toe with people, make memes? Or you were just probably too embarrassed to come out and say anything? What's the sense of G2K? So many things have happened, ladies and gentlemen, in 2025 that has brought the Jamaica Labour Party into disrepute, and this so-called objective, merely an affiliate of JLP, couldn't even come out and say nothing to the young people of Jamaica. Shouldn't you be able to stand on your own 2 feet? Nothing from G2K for so long. But as soon as the people are questioning the means to the end under this current administration, here we hear G2K coming out, welcoming the 2025 murder reduction. Don't you have anything else to say, G2K, as relates to the 4-year-old? The 4-year-old that was murdered? Nothing else to be said? So we're just going to focus on major the reduction in murder, but nothing about the 4-year-old, the grandmother that was grazed, and the increase in police killings. You have nothing to say regarding that. This is a cold heart government that has poisoned so many minds. So many minds have been poisoned, ladies and gentlemen. We've become so callous, so cold, that all we do as a people, and I'm calling out some of you labor rights, you've become so cold in your heart. No compassion. All that many of you are looking is an opportunity and a chance in government. Some of you, all you are focusing on are your ambitions. Everybody wants to reach in parliament one day. That you're willing to take your heart out and throw it outside because you must fall in line. You must adjust to the status quo. You must rehearse and regurgitate the rhetoric that this administration is the best. Oh, the reduction in murder. So we say the reduction in murder overshadows the fact that a 4-year-old baby was murdered. What then? What type of precedent are we setting for 2025? If we are going to start the year like this, highlighting reduction in murder, but ignoring the dangerous concerns, ignoring the relevant, the reasonable concerns that many people are having. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw something on Facebook and I'm going to read it. And I'm going to take some cards. I'm going to take some cards. But let me read something for you. And tell me how we sound tonight, because I believe people are genuine, ladies and gentlemen. We are genuinely concerned. Putting the numbers into perspective. I saw this by Richard Hugh Blackford. Giving credit to the writer. Putting the numbers into perspective. Listen, and we're going to take some calls. Jamaica has reportedly recorded the highest rate of citizens killed by police among democratic states in 2025, with an estimated police kill rate of 10.9 per 100,000 of population. This places Jamaica at an extreme and deeply troubling outlier in global democratic policing, as the Jamaican police has literally replaced criminals in accounting for more than 30% of all violent deaths in Jamaica in 2025. Let me read it again. This places Jamaica at an extreme and deeply troubling outlier in global democratic policing, as the Jamaican police has literally replaced criminals in accounting for more than 30% of all violent deaths in Jamaica in 2025. The Jamaican police, they are giving the criminals a run for their money. Every single police that are criminals in disguise, I hope that the law of the land will bring you to justice and we can see some justice in this country, because one by one you all should go to jail.
Cause one by one you no go into jail. One by you no go into one by.
Ladies and gentlemen, by comparison, the United States, widely regarded as having among the most strained police-citizen relationships in the democratic world, recorded a police kill rate of approximately 0.4 per 100,000 over the same period. Remember, for Jamaica, it's 10.9, you know. And the United States of America is perceived as having a more harsher police and citizen interaction. A police-citizen relationship in the United States is widely regarded as being callous, as being cold-hearted. But over the same period of time, they have approximately reported as 0.4 per 100,000 over the same period. On a per capita basis, this would mean that Jamaica's police lethality is over 25 times higher than that of the United States. Such a disparity cannot be explained away by crime levels alone. Instead, it points to a profound breakdown in the relationship between law enforcement, the justice system, and the public they are meant to serve. Serve and protect where? Serve and protect where? You mean kill, steal, and destroy? As I am talking tonight and giving you the perspective that we must have. And the public they are meant to serve. In effect, a population exhausted by decades of runaway homicide rates appears to have ceded moral and political ground, tactically accepting the replacement of courts, due process, and judicial oversight with summary of police violence. What the writer is saying, ladies and gentlemen, that basically the words uttered, not his words verbatim, but my interpretation of it, is that even if a criminal is on site, if you can lock up the criminal, lock him up. Let him face the justice system. But these days, writer, even the justice system is being questioned because some of the criminals that should be behind bars, they are still in parliament. My God Almighty, Perry.
Because one by one, who go into jail, one by who go into, one by.
My God, ladies and gentlemen, this shift, listen to this very crucial point, and I'm going to take some calls. This shift has normalized a dangerous idea that the ends justify the means. If anybody knows about Nikolai Machiavelli, he was a political guru as it relates to ruling with an iron fist, ruling out of fear instead of ruling out of love and compassion. Machiavelli said, let me see if I can remember the quote, it is better to be feared than to be loved. Something to that effect. I believe some of the persons on the live can find the exact quote. But Machiavelli said something to the truth where it is better to be feared than to be loved. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that if we're not careful, this administration is morphing into an administration that accepts the Machiavellian principles. My God. The Machiavellian principles that will tell you, if at the end we will see a reduction in crime, if a few lives must be lost, then so be it. It's a dangerous road to trod, ladies and gentlemen. This shift has normalized a dangerous idea that the ends justify the means and that constitutional rights are expendable in the pursuit of public safety. Not because we're pursuing public safety, ladies and gentlemen, means that innocent lives must be lost. We said this on the perspective not too many nights ago. The result is a de facto transfer of judicial authority from the courts to the gun. But the Prime Minister said, meet the judge and meet the maker, but I'm not seeing people going before the judge a lot these days. That's not what we're feeling, Mr. Prime Minister. The point that the writer is making, with the Jamaica Constabulary Force increasingly positioned not merely as enforcers of the law, but as its final arbiters, then this creates a whole conversation that we must have. No democratic society can sustain itself under such a doctrine. When citizens accept police killing as substitute for justice, they do not eliminate crime. They abandon the rule of law itself, opening the door to permanent erosion of civil liberties, unchecked state power, and irreversible institutional decay. You know what is going to happen? People are going to say, well, if the police can kill people and don't care, who gets caught in the crossfire. The 4-year-old was caught in the crossfire and nobody seems to care about it. You know what other people are going to say? Well, I'm going to take matters into my own hand as well. Talk to me too tough. Because the gun is what is calling the final say. It is the gun that is calling the final shots. No pun intended. It is the gun that is calling the cues, ladies and gentlemen. If we are not careful, we will descend into chaos in a Machiavellian society under leadership that will tell you the end justifies the mean. Why are you complaining, Mr. Perry, on the perspective tonight, when we have a reduction in murder? The reason why I'm complaining is because this administration is cold-hearted and they refuse to acknowledge the inconsistencies and the real concerns that people are having. Thank you, Sue, for finding the code for me. I know that it existed. From this arises the question whether it is better to be loved than feared, or feared than beloved. Machiavelli has an entire book called The 48 Laws of Power. I've read it. Very interesting book. Some things I take, some things I don't take. But if you know Niccolo Machiavelli, you understand, ladies and gentlemen, that this man does not care. Rule with an iron fist. Do what is necessary in your own interest. It's a very dangerous road to trot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to take some calls. I don't want to get carried away because I can get passionate to the point where, ladies and gentlemen, call me 1876 5. I'm taking calls straight up until 8 o'clock. Call me. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me what you think. Because we're living in serious times. We're living in serious times. And if we're not careful, ladies and gentlemen, it will become normalized. And we will have no use for the courts again. The 4-year-old, it's resting on my spirit. It's resting on my heart. The 4-year-old, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, gone. Just like that, the 4-year-old is gone. I want us to ask ourselves the question, ladies and gentlemen. Have we truly descended into chaos? Have we truly descended into chaos? Look at how 2026 has started.
1, 8, 7.
Let's take some calls, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, caller. Blessings.
Good night.
Blessings.
I don't know if you have touched this topic,
and
I didn't catch you on time regarding the situation happening at kids.
Yes, tell me about it.
It was the actual person who violated a young lady that was killed, or it was just they just said that to take fear out of the students.
Well, that was a question that a lot of persons are. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember the protest that happened, that case? They said that it is alleged that the serial rapist was killed. But the caller is asking whether or not it is actually true, or it was just somebody who they believe. Caller, what do you think happened? You believe that they may have gotten it wrong?
Did the victim identify that person?
Or
do they know that it was that person that was killed?
Boy, I tell you. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you know. I don't think the victim came out and confirmed anything, though.
And I think it's a concern. And they need to put cameras there. The students are paying too much money. And it's just securities. They need cameras as well. You understand me? And securities in the shortcuts and those places. Did you know that a student was in the broad daylight, was chased by a man not long ago?
Oh, I didn't know about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please encourage the students up by case to be very careful. But I thought they said, caller, that they said that they got new security up by case.
And I hope it will improve and keep up and not just try to look good in the public eye.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Perry.
Yes, Steve. The book is called The Prince. Yes. The Prince by Nikolai Machiavelli. And the 48 Laws of Power is called The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, what is happening in Jamaica? What is happening? We have to ask ourselves the question. If we are not careful, is it that the Prime Minister has militarized Jamaica, you know? The Prime Minister has militarized Jamaica. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think the Prime Minister has militarized the country in such a way, and I don't know if you see it, but I see it, ladies and gentlemen. It is militarized. It is. And a lot of persons are not talking about it. But it's militarized. Turn me down, caller. Turn me down. Turn me down in the background, caller, and go ahead.
Good night. Good night.
Talk to me, yes.
Congratulations on your podcast.
Blessing.
We're proud of you and all of that. But I'm going to shift a little from what you're saying.
Don't shift too much, though.
No, not too far. I'm agreeing with everything what you're saying, but it's just that your logo, the perspective, I don't know. I just don't like it. It kind of gives me a little feel. I don't like it with the eyes in the logo.
It's an eagle.
I don't know.
It's an eagle.
Yes. It's an eagle.
It's an eagle. If you look good, it's an eagle. What you think it's Pharaoh?
Huh?
You think it's Pharaoh?
No, it just look away because I see the eyes, like the eyes in the ears. I don't know. I don't want to see the beak. But it kind of, yes. So just that my concern. But I'm on point with you, person. Andrew, I'm on point with you.
All right.
This is not doing anything. You know the thing that hurt me the most? People are so naive in believing that this man is doing anything. He's not doing anything. Every day from Hurricane Melissa until now, and I see, this man treat the people in the West. Those people have to fend for themselves. Up till now, that person still sleeping on the tarpaulin.
Yes.
And yet people are saying that he's not doing anything. Be it political or not, he's not doing anything, nothing. And I was watching international news a while ago about Maduro getting captured. And one of the reporters said that Maduro was and he lost the election and he didn't want to come out. And something hit me and said, what if this man, Andrew Honest, because we all know that he lost the election.
You feel like when you say the Prime Minister lose the election?
Of course he did.
My God.
He lost the election. Everybody know that he lost the election.
And
I said he lost the election, but because, there's a money talk and bullshit walk. And the journalist was saying that Maduro was a dictator because he lost the election in Venezuela and he refused to come out. And something dawned on me and said, Lord God, what's Jamaica going to reach that state? Well, let me tell you something, Perry. Things are happening in the world right now, and as a child of God, as not you and yourself, we know these are signs of the times, and the only thing we can do is pray. Only thing we can do is pray for God of His way. But let me tell you something. Andrew Onis, I don't know how he sleep at night, and yes, he said that he sleep, but I pray God will show him up like Pharaoh. Remember Pharaoh? Pharaoh and Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar go eat grass, I pray God show him up like God gave them two there. Because no matter what long you see them going on, their time gonna come. You understand? The eye waters of the mothers, the grandmothers. 4, I have a grandbaby at 5. And when you're talking a while ago, I look at my grandchild, I said, oh my God. 4-year-old is just like my grandbaby because she just turned 5 like in September of last year. Almighty God, man. And then nobody is saying anything about it. Up till now, you don't come out and address the matter. Up till, but Fitzjackson is the only person talk about it on the matter, It's only Fitzjackson don't talk on the matter. Nobody talk about it.
Well, I say Fitzjackson is a representative of the PNP, though. So when you say nobody, you mean nobody else apart from
the opposition side, on the opposition side, yes. On the labor rights side.
Okay. Well, I don't expect the JLP to say anything. They have been very silent because they're I believe they're under gag order.
Yes, I know that.
Mm-hmm. But thank you so much, though.
Yeah, anyway, my brother, you keep up the good work and you trust me, you're doing a good job, and I pray for you all the while. So may God bless you and bless your platform, and you have a wonderful night. God bless you.
All right, bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't expect the JLP to say anything. Remember, I said it before, there is a script that must be followed. There's a script that must be followed. You understand? There is a script that must be followed. And if you recognize, ladies and gentlemen, if you drift too far from the script, you better be careful. You might be silenced. That's just what I believe. So many things are happening in this country. How many voices of reason are you hearing from the JLP side? It's a shame that we have a government that seeks to control the narrative so much. You dare not come on. I don't know. How is it that Wilmington get away with so much? I don't know. Wilmington can say anything and do anything in parliament. But as for the rest of them, it's as if they think twice. Many of the voices that we heard throughout the campaign, a lot of them that were on the stages and going on, you don't hear them. You don't hear them, ladies and gentlemen. It's as if they're under an order. They can't talk. It's a shame. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think about the entire reduction in murder. But at the same time, there is a concern about blessings to you, Celine, watching from East Portland. She said it's raining cats and dogs. Stay dry, please. To all the people in East Portland, blessings, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very dangerous time that we're living in, where there is an order that must be followed that is threatening the very concept of democracy in our country. What is democracy? Democracy is going to cause persons to feel as if they have a voice, but at the same time, when you speak up, you can't talk. What is going to happen? It's a shame. It's a shame. I want persons to understand this, that democracy controlled is not democracy at all. The politicians must come to a place, and I'm speaking to all politicians, you must come to a place where you rethink. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. Are we really for the people? Why did I sign up for this? It's a conversation that we must have, Why did I sign up for this? What was the reason for me signing up for this? And am I truly serving? Because based on what I'm seeing in Jamaica today, a lot of persons are asking the question, should they even trust this leadership? Do you trust this government to bring us through these troubling and worrying times? Let's take some more calls. Greetings. Go ahead.
Mr. Perry, good night.
Blessings.
Yeah. So, a reduction in a murder. A reduction in a murder, Mr. Perry. Because you see, one time, Mr. Perry, they could have fooled the people them. We never usually depend on social media, because social media flooded with people more older watch your natural TV. A cash pot alone people watch pan TV. Sometimes maybe somebody we don't know the pan their phone. One time the government usually get with worse than what them get to because they're under tight lock. Because just we didn't go depend on the TV alone to send out the news away. So the murder rate now, when I want to down 40, then take off 40 and then tell us you're 100. So right now, the murder rate higher than what them say. Because enough time when tiny crime go on, they hide it on the TV for show people, but yet in the social media. Sometimes when see one of a different news or read where we happen, we never mentioned by the government. All right. Me I want a thing to talk to you about. I say, but you miss one clip with some police down our country there. I take quite care packages from the people them.
Yes.
Some people walk as much as Mr. Perry 3 miles to go and get one care package. And the police them refuse to give people them. So they might throw them in them vehicle and something. No, is it to me, Mr. Perry? The main reason why them not want the people them to see the people them.
Why?
It has something to do with international and it has something to do with yard. But it's the yard reason. It's like no, you see, if like all 100 them and no 5 one of them continue to give people them. If government can get to put out, get to do what you want to do. That means they can't get to show be needs. When they not have the food for the people them, it will reach a stage that the people them have to depend on the government. We say them are going to give them food. No, when the government take out for them food for give people them. Remember, Mr. Perry, who control the food, control the people them.
Yes.
That is where you get a chance to show needs for the people them. Because you say identification and whatsoever. No. Enough people don't have country not supposed to have no ID, no passport, no birth paper, everything's supposed to wash out because if your rooftop only for people run out your next one neighbor to if you can rescue. So you don't have no mind, you don't have no time for you to think about papers from your mind. So if people them not have no identification, I have to have identification, Mr. Perry, to find, to give people them a food for a voucher, a coupon, where them you want to give them to go pick up the food and something. When election are run, because this man did this everybody a fool and don't, you know. When election are running, Mr. Perry, enough people never have no ID, but them vote. Why not use a black book?
Talk up, caller. Go on.
Mr. Perry, why him not use a black book and register people them and give them a coupon? Why him other man to get ID because he have a ulterior motive.
So you're saying it's a needs.
No ID to see the people. Tell him say myself go use a black book when you use to get his vote them. A black book can use. So at that I check back at it. You want the people the information for register them for needs. And me tell say man of the audacity still a show needs when he is saying a mandatory and it is illegal and it a thing they invade people privacy and him still a do it. Because that a one of him jurisdiction him get if that a one of him other way and get to put out to suit somebody or the other. I don't know if I China them or who. But he full up of so many organization, foreign organization around him like one big old, you know, Cookie Monster on Sesame Street. Yeah, he might do the work of Cookie Monster. So that me have to tell you, he needs to go take a black book since somebody no one tell him. And give people them since I don't want nobody to take out clear to give them clear package. If people them being I eat without register and I eat without ID and even come now with film strict rule. A rule not strict. All you see I come out time out. I polish you up and I pretty it up. This man is so life. I asked him last week when he said this week he don't remember. Yeah, so that me attack Mr. Perry.
All right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, is there a greater card at play here? You know, somebody actually asked me, one of the viewers said that one night we need to look at needs in the real essence of it. I did some reading on it, but I'm gonna read some more. and come back another time, because we've been hearing about needs for some time, but I want persons to understand the real criticism behind needs, right? But I've heard some persons speaking strongly against it. Yes, you have some people who are for it, you have some people who are against it. We're gonna do a very in-depth, a very thorough analytical, research and give a very detailed perspective of needs, because we need to understand it and understand why persons are against it. You understand what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, we're almost out of time. We probably can take 2 more calls. You understand? We can probably take about 2 to 3 more calls. Yes, and if the show is really nice, we probably just go a little bit over 8 p.m. because I know persons may have a lot to say. But as somebody said in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, remember, we don't block people over here. We don't block people over here. I don't think it's right. Persons don't have to always agree with you. And because I don't own social media and I don't own YouTube, and because my platform is a public one, people are free to come on and say whatever they want to say. But it is our responsibility never to get drawn into the negativity. You understand what I'm saying? And I take constructive criticism very well. I remember the one comment said that Perry, the background was too dark. So I said, guess what? Donors, we need a better background. We went and we got a lighter one. And persons love the back. You guys like the background, right? The background is brighter, it's lighter, and I believe it's coming together. One of the things that we want to get is probably like the name of the platform in the background with some lights around it. It's coming together really nicely. So we are, you see, true children of God. Let me tell you something about true children of God, and I may have to end on this note. Because I want to give some nuggets. I want to give some nuggets even when we come and advocate. I want persons to get some nuggets. You see, when you're a child of God, certain life you don't live. We're not perfect, Yes, we're going to get some photos. I want my graduation photo to be in the background so you can see it as well. It's coming. Yes, and we don't want it to get too crowded either. So it's just a few things that they want, because I like the aesthetic of it. I'm a simple person, so I want the background to, you understand, to really and truly reflect my personality. I'm not that type of person. So just simple. I'm a simple person. But you see, as children of God, and I want persons when they come on the perspective to understand that we are following Christian principles. You see, when you're a child of God, certain things you don't entertain. Certain conversations you don't have. You don't gossip. You don't sow seeds of discord. Christine, I have the Zelle and I have the Cash App. People, if you want, because a person have been asking me, you see, I'm not going to come and ask for money, but if you really want to sow, there's a Zelle and there's a Cash App. Link, WhatsApp me. Let me put up the number before I address what I really want to share with some people. Don't call right now, but you can WhatsApp me. Take the number. That's my personal number. You can get the Cash App and the Zelle at 1-876-562-8302. It was one of the donors. They sent something through Western Union and I was able to get some stuff. We changed the background and we got some lights. But we're gonna see how best we make the background as nice as possible. So it's 1-876-562-8302. Just WhatsApp me and I'll send you the information. All right. But let me tell you something. You see, when you say you're a Christian, it's not just. Let me give you a different perspective of being a Christian. Let me give and even the chair. There's actually a chair. We just need to refurbish the chair and I'll get a different chair by the end of the week. You understand? The logo will get bigger so persons can see the eagle that it's an actual eagle. You understand? An eagle is said to have sight. They can see afar off. You understand what I'm saying? So we're keeping the eagle. We're just going to make it bigger so that you can see it clearly. But let me tell you something about who a true Christian is. A true Christian is not without flaws, you know. Nobody is without flaw. And a child of God, because the word Christian is used very loosely, everybody says that they are Christians. But you see, when you're a child of God, there are certain things you will not willingly entertain. You see the gossiping, the shading, the sowing seeds of discord. You see bad mind and words that are divisive to try and divide people. That is not of God. That is not of God. So we can go to church Sunday after Sunday. We can go to church 7 days a week. As the person's texting me for the Zelle and the Cash App. I'm going to send you after we end. You can go to church every day. Jump up and shout and sing and skip. Show me the fruits. By their fruits you will know them. I don't want to preach tonight, but the Lord is pushing me in that direction. Because you see, for 2026, we're getting the country right and we're getting the church right. Because a lot of people said that they are Christians and they go to church, but their fruits are not reflecting what they profess. Their lifestyle is not professing what they claim. Show me your fruits. Show me your humility. When I see people coming over here to try and sow seeds of discord, you don't get drawn into that, people. Jesus answered them not a word. I don't want to preach tonight. I'm not speaking the word as I'm led. We have to get it right. We're going to get it right. 2026, we're going to get it right for 2026. Because the perspective over here, we operate according to the Holy Spirit. So as soon as you see people come over here with the negativity, we don't block them. Other people will block them. Other people may block them and say they don't want to hear them. We allow them to stay. Because at the end of the show, I pray for everybody on this live. And at the end of the day, I want everybody to be saved. Let them stay on the live. Let them say what they want to say. When they criticize Jesus, Jesus was humble. He went about his way. He answered them in meekness and in humility. That is the way our Christian must operate. A Christian don't sow seeds of discord. A Christian don't tear down people. A Christian don't throw shades. That is not what the church of the living God must descend into. So let them talk. Let them cover the perspective with the negativity. We show them love. We pray for them. We don't block. You will never see somebody get blocked over here. Never. Never. None of my moderators will block anybody and silence them. We cannot advocate for freedom of speech, but we are the same one who turn around and block people. That's hypocrisy. Can I speak as I'm led? We cannot say freedom of speech, but we block people and we silence them. So for 2026, ladies and gentlemen, let's not get caught up in propaganda and divisive language. That's not what we're going to do over here. We are going to be true. If we're going to say that we're Christians, let us live the life. Let us live the life. Let us talk the talk. Let us walk the walk. So don't feed into the negativity, ladies and gentlemen. I don't throw shades. As a real man, I speak directly to the situation. We don't need to throw shades, ladies and gentlemen. We speak boldly as the Spirit of the Lord leads. We don't divide people. We say, come together. Let us be united. It is through unity. The power of the Lord fell. Acts 2:38. When the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all gathered on one accord in one place. Then there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house in which they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. Come on, man, and they began to speak in other tongues. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. It is unity that brought the power of the living God. And it is when we're united, we will see change in this country. It's when we're united, we will see a change. in our families, when we're united, it's when we'll see change in our community. And that's one of the reasons why I have a problem with some of the labor rights. It is a labor right mentality to encourage division. It's a labor right tactic to divide and conquer. And I'm not preaching politics, but I'm telling you what I've observed. So for those who want to descend into the negativity, don't descend there. It is unity that brought the power of God here on earth. And that's the reason why we must be united. Let us not get caught up, ladies and gentlemen, in the negativity. When you see it, shun it. Protect your mind. Protect your spirit. Can I speak as I'm led tonight? I beg you 2 more minutes. I have to speak this, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm trying to protect you guys. This season that we're in, we have to protect your energy, protect your mind. You have to be focused. When you see the negativity, ladies and gentlemen, don't be afraid to log off. Don't be afraid to shut it down. Protect my mind, God, from negativity. Protect my spirit from divisive language. Protect my spirit from evil intention. Protect my spirit from evil agenda. For 2026, what I want to receive in my spirit is positivity. What I want to receive in my spirit, mighty God, is things that are good. Whatsoever things. Oh God, can I just quote a scripture before I go? Can I quote a scripture before I go? Come on, man. Guard your heart. What the Bible say? Whatsoever things are what? Whatsoever things are what? Finally, brethren, and I'm ending on this note. Finally, brethren, this is Philippians 4 verse 8. Read it in a spare time. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, love, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Consider that we're Christians and we willingly entertain negativity. We willingly entertain divisiveness, lasciviousness. I am preaching the word tonight. Because every time I see a negative message come, every time when people try to get me to answer certain things, and I said, get back to the word, Perry. What the word said, Mr. Perry? The word said, Philippians chapter 4, find out whatsoever things are true. Is this true? No, a false. So me not listen to it. Whatever things are honest. Is that honest? No, a lie. So me not think about it. Whatever things are just. Just, it is aggravated and overly emphasized, so I don't look at it. Whatever things are pure, is it pure? No, it's nasty, it's corrupted, so I don't listen to it. Whatever things are lovely, is this lovely? It's not lovely, full of hate, so I don't listen to it. Whatever things are of good report, is this a good report? No, it's a negative report, so I don't listen to it. Whatever things are virtue, if it not a lovely night, I don't want to hear it. Like the life, ladies and gentlemen. Hear the life. I'm going to tarry for 2 more minutes. I feel the liberty and the grace to speak to some of you. 1005. I'm going to speak into your spirits. I did my analytics, you know. Most of the people that view my platform are mature people. I think the youngest age group I have is probably 30 to 40. So let me speak into the older. Let me speak into the spirits of the older people. We don't entertain negativity over here. We don't do anything to sow discord. You know what the Bible says? 7 things. You wanna go and get the word. Remember midnight cry, Friday, 12 a.m., midnight. We're crying out. We're going to be praying. We're going to be seeking the face of the Lord. Woman of fire, are you ready? Woman of fire, are you ready? The intercessors are getting ready because we're going to be praying. We're going to be praying this Friday. Stay up with me. Stay up with me. Tarry with me for an hour. For an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus asked the disciples, couldn't you watch with me for just an hour? Pray with me this Friday at 12 a.m. We're going to be praying. We're going to be seeking the face of the Lord. It's not just politics. It's not just politics. We're going to be seeking the face of the Lord in this season. Today I was on fasting. Daddy said I need to go and get something to eat. Right? But we're on fasting today. My church declared 50 days of fasting and consecration. I can't afford to get distracted. 7 things the Lord hate. 7 things the Lord hate. And I'm going to tell you what those things are. These 6 things the Lord hate. And then we'll tell you what he calls an abomination. So 6 things the Lord hate. Yea, but the 7th is an abomination unto him. A proud look. God hate that. A lying tongue. God hate that. And hands that shed innocent blood. Some of you police officers, in the name of reduction of crime, innocent blood are being shed. The Lord hate that. That's what the Bible says. We're advocating, standing on the word of the Lord hate that. A heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. The Lord hate that. Feet that be swift in running in mischief. The Lord hate that. A false witness that speaketh lies. The Lord not like that. And he that soweth discord among the brethren. That's the abomination. So as Christians, let us understand it's not just mouth talk, mouth make fit talk. But we say action, not a bag of mouth. Action, not a bag of mouth. Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. So this is the last night. We will entertain any form of negativity in the comments. Focused. For forward still is Jehovah's will. This Friday, you'll be hearing more monologues like that as we enter into prayer. Friday, that's the midnight cry. This is just a preview. As I'm led, I had to share it with you. But expect this Friday at 12 a.m. Join me and others as we seek the face of the Lord on behalf of this nation. Let's pray. I'm out of time. Father, we give you thanks for your mercies. We give you thanks for your grace. We give you thanks, mighty God, that you rule and you reign in the affairs of men. We give you thanks for the many blessings. Lord, it doesn't matter how small it is. We give you thanks for the change in the background. It looks much better. We give you thanks for those who are willing to sow and to support, mighty God. We give you thanks for every little blessing. We give you thanks for the start. Because if we don't start, then how can we journey? How can we finish? If we don't start, mighty God, then how can we have a story to tell? So we give you thanks for the very starting of the perspective. We saw in quick time, mighty God, we got monetized. In quick time, we became partners with YouTube. In quick time, mighty God, people started to come and to support. And in quick time, the word is spreading. And Lord, we are grateful for the blessings. We humble ourselves before you and we say, thank you, Lord. Thank you. I pray for every family represented on this live. Every family, everybody that is here, that has been here. Everybody who likes the live, everybody who shares it. I pray that you will bless them. I decree and declare a blessing for 2026 over every soul represented on this live. Let them lend and not borrow. Let them be the head and not the tail. Let them be above and not beneath. As a matter of fact, mighty God, let 2026 be the breakout year. Let this year be the year, mighty God, where people will walk in their calling and in their purpose. I don't care who the person is. I bless them with the love, mighty God, that you have extended to me. And I pray, Lord, that the people will feel it and that their families will be blessed. Everything attached to them will be blessed. Their businesses will be blessed. This year is the year, mighty God, where we will walk in blessings and in favor, in grace. These and other mercies we ask. Remember this Friday, we say in Jesus' name, Amen. For those who have been asking for the Cash App and the Zelle, message me. If you have PayPal, message me. If you want to use Western Union, we get in the backgrounds. We want to get some other things so that it's coming together, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming together. It's coming together. WhatsApp me 1876-562-8302. We are ready to bring Jamaica to Jesus. We're bringing back Jamaica to the cross. And in the midst of that, we'll be sharing the perspective of the common man. The poor. The Lord said, remember them. And we will continue to call out injustice and incompetent leadership until a change comes. God bless you. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Same time. Tomorrow at 7:15 a.m. join Minister Annie Fraser. His videos, though they are pre-recorded, it's as if you're talking to him in real time. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Annie Fraser in the mornings is such a blessing. The nuggets. Remember his book. He has a book, ladies and gentlemen. I'm halfway through it. This is an easy read, right? It's about Moses and David and the songs and the perspective that we should have even through worship. So please check out Minister Annie Fraser and his book, lovely book. But he'll be there in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? His video will be premiered. And let me tell you something. We are being blessed. God bless you. Tomorrow. Bye-bye. I wish one I should play first. Let me see. Should I play The Best Is Yet to Come first? Or I wanna hear? I want a vote. Somebody help me. Blazing TV Review, bless up. Dix, bless up. Elva, bless up. Nia Woodward, bless up. Justin Davis, bless up. Nelson, bless up. Should I play The Best Is Yet to Come first? Or should I play I wanna hear, but which one I should play first? You know I love The Best Is Yet. Which one is what? The Best Is Yet to Come first? The best last? Tell me now, man. Somebody say anything or anything. Why am I loving the spirit? So it's the best is yet to come first? Because we already know, you know. Somebody, all right, I believe that the best. I go, all right. So them say, I want to hear last. All right, so the best is yet to come first. The best is yet to come. Tomorrow. Blessings.
I said I'm happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his hand. Yes, mommy, I see you. Yes, the journey's almost over. Shut up. And the battle is nearly won. And I have a feeling in my heart. The best is yet to come. Slide up it over there, so wanna ready to get, wanna get up now, man. I feel mad in this place. Let's go. I am happy every day as I travel through this land. I've been mighty blessed by God, and I'm holding to his. Over there, so I said the journey's almost over. I know the battle is nearly won, and I have a feeling in my heart the best is yet. Come on, sir. I said the best is yet to come. When I walk through heaven's gates, yeah, I said the first time I'll see Jesus, I can hardly wait. And he showed me to a mansion and said, child, this is your home. And I have a feeling in my heart. You know this one? Listen, shut. Tell me who.
Oh, you know. I want to hear the angels singing. I want to be in that number. I want to hear that trumpet song. Wave your now. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear archangel. Oh, I want to hear when my name is called. I want to hear. Everybody know I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. Watch out now. I want to see the angel marching. I want to be in that number. I want to hear. I want to hear that trumpet song. I want to hear archangel voice. I want to hear. God bless you now. I want to hear when the name is called. I want to hear. Everybody this up. If I'm not living for Christ, then I cannot be.